Hey, what's up everybody? Out here working on the 67 a little bit. The truck's panels have been aligned. The doors are fitting really nice. But now we're changing some things. We've added the Altman easy latches. I'll show you just a quick overview of what we did to get those in there. There's a lot of videos online to look up how to put these in. And the instructions that came with them were really good. So there's really no need for me to make a video on that, I don't think. I'll show you one thing real quick though that gave me a little bit of a hard time and how I fixed that in case you run into the same thing. So the instructions showed this rod that goes to the door release mechanism. It shows it fed in from the side that I have it fed in. So it goes into the hole that way. But on this lever that activates it, had it right against the door, so it scraped. So I did two things. I ground this out to give it a little bit more room, and then I also bent this lever towards the outside of the door. Just a little bit, just to give it clearance. So now it works without rubbing the door at all. That's the only thing I had to change. So with the new latch system in, we've played with the striker until we've got it to close exactly where we want it, which would be where we push the button in and it closes without making the door go up or down. It just goes straight in like we want it to go. Release it so it catches. You have the first catch, second catch, and it springs out to right where we want it to be. That's how we want it on the truck. So we have to take care of that first before we start body work. We get everything in place. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to put the seals in. When you put the door seals in, it could change everything. It may make the bottom push out, the top go in, or vice versa, or there's no telling. We won't know till we put the seal in. What you don't want to do is you don't want to wait till the very last thing after the truck is painted to put the seals on for the first time and then discover that the door just does not want to close. You've got to get a hammer and some wood and beat it around until, you mess up the paint and have to repaint the jambs. So now, in the very beginning, is the time to fit that door seal and get the door lined up like you want it before it's painted. So now we're going to put the door seal in and let's see how this door closes. Notice how the door wants to spring back out? That tells you there's resistance. So before it even gets to the back, making contact with the back of the door, there's resistance. So it's coming from the front. I want to see if the alignment changed at all. Bottoms out just a little bit. quite a bit of pop to get it. It's got more pressure on it than we want, so we got to try to alleviate some of the pressure. So with the door closed, we just look around this thing and see where it's really pushed together tight. See, it starts to pinch some at the top in that corner. Pinches right there. And at the front, it's overlapping, the door's overlapping the seal quite a bit. It's not bad up there. One thing you can do to troubleshoot the problem areas and see where the resistance is to take the weather strip off in some areas. See how the door closes. So now we've got the weather strip off the front of the door. Everything else is the same. We're going to close it and see how well it closes. See, a lot of that spring is gone that it had. It's got a little bit, but not much. So even with the front removed, we've still got some pressure. So we've got to go around and get rid of that pressure. I should have put this on some vice grips. I think it would have worked better. So I just bent this edge back a little bit, all the way down. Especially that bottom corner, I think that's where it was tight, in the top corner. Seems to be tight on this bottom edge. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to tap this over just a little bit, but we're running out of room. We have to have enough room to get our molding in there. So we may have to grind some of that lip off. Seems a little bit excessive, but some of that metal may have to come off to give us clearance to put our molding on. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of that lip off because it needs to close. But if I put this on, it's very much tighter, it's not coming off. I don't need that. Trying to mark this lip with a magic marker just to kind of give myself hopefully a straight line to follow, rather than just trying to grind it and hope it turns out straight. Somewhat jagged, straight, something. I'm sure some of you folks know this, but in case you don't, there's several types of disc, grinding disc. Here's a couple. This one goes on like that. So to grind this edge off like I want to, I need to go to the back side. Well, it's kind of hard to get to that way. So I've got this other type disc. And what I'll do is I'll knock out that little bit of center. Clean the abrasive out of the center. And instead of going in from the back, I'll go in from the front. So that lets me put it on backwards so I can get to it from this side. It'll work a lot better that way. I think it's a lot better. Still got a little bit of resistance to it. One thing to keep in mind is at the end, when it's all together, we'll put some dressing on this rubber that's going to kind of lubricate it. So right now I'm going to put soapy water on it to kind of gives an idea of what it's going to be like once it's lubricated in the end. And you can just feel the tension go away once it's lubricated. Has to have just a little bit of resistance so it'll seal. And that might be as good as I can get it. good. Still looks like it's sealed all the way around. Doesn't take a whole lot of effort to close it. Once it has all the weight of the glass and everything in there, it'll close a lot easier. I don't like that it pops a little bit, but I don't think we can get away from that. Once everything's greased, it'll help too. It's really not bad. So I hope you can tell from all that beating and banging we did and how long it took to get the door to close a lot better than it did when we started. I hope that you can tell you need to do that in the beginning. One of the first things you do. Don't wait to the end till you get to the part where the truck's assembled. You throw the weather strip in there and then the door won't close. You have to beat and bang on that fresh paint. You don't want to do that. So make sure you take care of that in the beginning like we're doing now. That door closes 100% better than it did once we get the lubrication on the weather strip and the lubrication in the latch assembly. Everything should fall right into place like we want it. Anyway, thanks for watching. We will catch y'all next time. See you.